One of the key things about mapping and geospatial data is it typically need any organization who wants to solve some question which could use location or map information has typically had to have an engineer, a geospatial engineer, using very specialist software trained for that. And often that's very expensive as well. Like, you'll have a department with 3 or 4 geospatial engineers that can, whether it's an insurance company or any other company. What's happening over the last couple of years is, of course, vibe coding is now a real thing. And one of the things we're very excited about is the ability for someone to have natural language and be able to put in a prompt, which is going to help them to get a solution or an answer, which is leveraging geospatial data, which produces a map, which produces charts without actually having to have this engineering background. So we're very focused on what we call build with AI, which is really ability for you to, whether it's through vibe coding, whether you're an engineer working with what's called in IDEs, which is the integrated development environments, to be able to actually have embedded in there the geospatial data we've got in whatever language model you're using, and to use that in a way which you never could before in solving, it could be anything to do with, as I mentioned before, insurance. It could be a climate issue. One of the big things we're very passionate about is using this technology for driving a more sustainable planet. And so we're very keen to provide data sets to people. In fact, we have a product called Earth Engine, not confused with Google Earth. Basically, it's been around for about 15 years now, 15 plus years. It's got petabytes of data. It's got all this processing capability. And it's actually free for a lot of NGOs and for small organizations, but it's got a lot of information that allows you to make decisions about where resources can be best used. At the moment, whether it's sustainable sourcing, we do a lot of work now with organizations who need to know and trace back to the source, whether it's cocoa, other commodities, etc. And these data sets are all available pre-processed. So the grunt work that was in the past required is no longer there. In fact, we're actually putting this into Google Earth, which is a product which many people use to visualize. And that has actually got a professional version now. So people can now start to layer these data sets on top. And again, using a chat prompt, be able to then do queries on this and have solutions and results and analysis, which particularly was not possible before because you didn't have this kind of interface onto maps.